Audio Jungle.
Alexander Petrov and Ruslan Boshirov were really keen to let everyone know that they were just a couple of guys who really know their facts about Salisbury's buildings and definitely not Russian spies on an assassination mission. Problem is, no one's buying it. In particular, the Prime Minister, whose spokesman derided their claims on TV as lies and blatant fabrications. Let's have a look at the moments where maybe, just maybe, there might be more to the story. During their interview, they insisted that friends had told them to visit the wonderful city during their 2 days in the UK. They decided to travel from London to visit the cathedral, despite London having some even bigger and more famous cathedrals. Boshirov said, "It's a tourist city. They have a famous cathedral there, Salisbury Cathedral. It's famous throughout Europe and, in fact, throughout the world, I think. It's famous for its 123-meter spire. It's famous for its clock. It's one of the oldest working clocks in the world." Oddly, that information is found at the top of the cathedral's Wiki page, but we wonder why they left out the details about the Magna Carta, that English weather. If you cast your memory back to March, you might remember the Beast of the East came to visit, covering the UK in snow. Things got pretty cold, although you might think that they were used to this kind of weather, given that an average winter temperature in Moscow is 8°C. They blamed the weather for them visiting Salisbury twice in 2 days, claiming the slush meant they got drenched up to their knees and had to go for a coffee to warm up. Despite the disappointment, they returned the next day, on March 4th, the day of the attack, because they really wanted to see Salisbury Cathedral, and definitely not because the previous day had been reconnaissance. They really wanted the world to know they are not gay. The pair brought up the subject of their relationship themselves when questioned about the fake Nina Ricci perfume bottle, which terror police identified as what was used to bring the nerve agent into the UK. The box and bottle used in the attack were labeled as Premier Jour by Nina Ricci, but Scotland Yard confirmed that they were specially adapted counterfeits. Boshirov said it couldn't have been them who brought the perfume bottle to the UK. "Don't you think that it's kind of stupid for two straight men to be carrying perfume for ladies? When you go through customs, they check all your belongings." So, if we had anything suspicious, they would definitely have questions. Why would a man have women's perfume in his bag? Petrov then chimed in, even an ordinary person would have questions. Why would a man need perfume for women? Simonyan asked, "Speaking of you being straight men, all the footage features you two together. You spent time together, you stayed together, you went for a walk together. What do you have in common that you spent so much time together?" But Boshirov then accused her of interrogating them, telling her she was going too far and they had gone to the journalist for protection. Seemed like a bit of a bite back if the pair had been friends going away for a few days together. Boshirov also pushed back at the British media, saying, "The hotel room that they show and say we stayed in has a bed for one person only." Meanwhile, right next to it there are double and triple rooms. And it is perfectly normal for tourists to stay together in a double room. It saves money and it's practical. It's more fun that way and it's also easier. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. They claim to have taken some touristy photos at the cathedral, but have yet to show them. In the age of the smartphone, they have offered no photos of their touristy day out together. They claim to have taken some photos while admiring those beautiful English Gothic buildings, but they have yet to surface. Considering how badly they wanted to see the cathedral, you'd think they might have some mementos. Considering how excited they were to visit the cathedral, they went for a walk in the completely opposite direction. And can you guess where their little John took them? Right near where Sergei Skripal's house was. If you had traveled over 1,800 miles to see the cathedral and not been able to go because of the bad weather, then why on earth would you walk in the complete opposite direction? CCTV captured them walking in the exact opposite direction down Wilton Road, right in the direction of Skripal's home. But they deny knowing where he lived, and CCTV didn't cover the street he lived in. The following is the exchange between them after they were asked if they knew his address. Petrov, maybe. We don't know. Boshirov, what about you? Do you know where their house is? Simonyan, I don't. Do you? Boshirov, we don't either. Petrov, I wish somebody told us where it was. Boshirov, maybe we passed it, or maybe we didn't. I'd never heard about them before this nightmare started. I'd never heard this name before. I didn't know anything about them. They have never offered an explanation as to why they were heading towards his house.